Hello stamping friends, this is Angie here with Too Cool Stamping. We're here again with a live class, just a day late this week, but thank you so much for joining me. So I have a real treat for you this week, especially if you are a dog or cat lover. I know many of you have pets of your own, and the Playful Pet Suite is just absolutely adorable. It's perfect for obviously people who enjoy animals, but also those of you who may have friends that also enjoy animals for a birthday card, or maybe a loss of a pet. Or wow, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but during this whole pandemic, I've had so many people get a brand new puppy or a brand new kitten. And it's just really incredible how many new pet owners there are out there. So this is a really awesome suite. The Playful Pet Suite is perfect for whether you love animals or whether you know people who love animals. So we have several different projects to show you today. And one is including a gift card holder, because certainly if you have a friend that gets a new pet, you want to congratulate them and give them a gift card to help purchase some food or some toys or something like that for their new family member. So we have some cute projects for that. I'll show you that in just a minute. Just a quick reminder that we are in the middle of a designer series paper sale. We have 15 different patterns that are on sale this whole month of October, one including the Playful Pets designer series paper that we're going to show you today, and they're at 15% off for the entire month. So this is a great month to stock up on your favorites. There's lots of different seasonal ones in there too. There's Halloween paper, there's autumn paper is in there, Christmas, so lots of different holidays that you can stock up on. Really just save some money. So don't forget to check that out. That's the designer series paper sale through the entire month of October. All right. I think that's about all we need to talk about. If you need a catalog, remember you can always contact me. And I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. And so if you are interested in purchasing Stampin' Up! Supplies, I'd love to be your demonstrator. All right, before we get started, we had to flip the camera around. So hold on a second, close your eyes if you want to. I'll tell you when to open them. Otherwise, it's kind of a little bit of a roller coaster ride. Whoops, you get to see what I'm doing here. Oh, somehow hold on. I didn't have a moment to practice this, and I put my camera a little bit too. There we go. Hopefully my camera's not gonna flip out of the holder. This is always the worst part, trying to figure out. There we go. Get that all nice and sturdy. There, I think we're good. All right, we'll turn the light on. All right, open your eyes, open your eyes. We're ready to go. And we're gonna get started with the Playful Pet Suite. Let me show you what's in the suite. Super, super, super cute. If you are looking at your catalog, it's on page 42, actually 40 and 41, and has some really cute samples in here too. And also on page 42, you'll see the entire stamp set. But let's just show you those products. So the Pampered Pets stamp set is the featured stamp set, and it has some dogs and cats and some really cute sentiments. And we also have the add-on die that goes with it, the Pets dies. So these will cut out all of the different images, as well as some cute little paw prints that you can do little die cuts on your cards, and I'll show you on one of our projects how to use those. So this is the bundle that comes together, and then you have the other cool thing is the Playful Pets designer series paper. Really awesome designs, very unique images, very whimsical and sweet. So you have a couple of papers here that are dogs. And these are fun because you can use them as a background paper. They're great for scrapbooking. You can also just cut out each of these images and use those as elements on your cards as well. We're going to be doing that with a couple of these dogs. And then some bones and water bowls and paw prints. Then we have cats. Some of them are like, this is a grumpy cat. Some cute little cats with different facial expressions, and then their water dish or food dishes and some fish and feathers, fun things for them to play with. And then on the back, you'll have coordinating. These are all the cat ones, and you'll have coordinating words. You have some whiskers, and then some little fish and hearts on that one. And then for the dogs, you have paw prints with hearts, some more words with a reversed out background, and then another just a stripes pattern. So really fun and cute, and we're going to use all of those patterns, just about all of those papers for our projects today. Lots of paper, because I want you to use that paper. It's a great time to get it with the 15% off. Okay, we also have the Playful Pets trim pack, and this has a pretty real red satin stitched ribbon that is about 1/8 of an inch. And then we also have the black and white thick baker's twine. So those come in a pack. That's really pretty. And then also, these are adorable. If you have a little a gift card holder or a little treat box or something that you want to add this to, you could even put them on a card. I did not use them on any of the cards we're doing today because they're a little bit thick for mailing in my kit pack. But these are absolutely adorable. They're 10 little bone shapes and then also 10 little heart shapes. And they remind you of like the tags that your dog would have on their collar. So super cute. I love all the creativity and detail that Stampin' Up! Puts in their suites. All right, let's get started with our projects today because I have 5 different projects to show you, and we'll have a 5-card kit that I will have available at the end that you can earn for free when you place an order with me at toocoolstamping.com. It needs to be a $35 or more order by next Wednesday, and you need to use that new host code PVSJ2MF7. And I think it's October 14th is going to be the deadline to get that order in order to earn the kit. And I'll show you all the cards that are in the kit once we get to the end. All right, so our first card, and I have to tell you, I'm kind of biased with dogs because I have Jackson Millie, and so I'm going to show you several different dog cards. We are going to have one cat card, so I apologize to those of you who are cat lovers, but I kind of stuck with the dog theme because that's what I was having the most fun with. So if you get the suite, you can also obviously go more in the cat theme. All right, so I'm starting out with this one with a basic black card base, and then I have a strip of the Playful Pets Designer Series paper. This is 1 3/4 by 5 1/2. And we'll just add that. And again, you can use, they're so pretty on either side, the papers, that you could use either side and it would be so cute. I'm going to start with this one. We'll put that right along the bottom. And this is kind of a real quick and simple one that you can do for like a birthday card. And this is another piece of that cute paper. We'll add that across. This one is 5 1/2 by 3/4. Get my adhesive off of there. And I'm going to just have a little gap between those because we're going to fill that with a piece of cardstock. So that cardstock is real red, and it's 5 1/2 by about 3/8. And I'm going to get my piercing mat over here. Sometimes it's just a little easier to put adhesive on when you have a little bit of cushion underneath. If your work surface is a little slick, it doesn't like to, the adhesive doesn't always like to catch onto the cardstock. All right, so there's our background, and it's a little bit crooked, but that's all right. All right, and we're gonna add a little bit of this really pretty twine. Just adds a little bit of texture. We'll wrap that around and tie it in a double knot. And we'll trim that off. And I like, for this, I kind of just like to unravel the ends a little bit to make it kind of fringy. And we're gonna pull that over to the edge here and put that right on top of that red. All right, so there's our background. Now let's do our focal point. I've already die cut a large circle from the Stitched Shapes framelits. And then we're going to add a little dog image in Memento ink. This is my favorite one, this little schnauzer. So I would love to hear if you are a pet owner. If you have dogs or cats, let me know in the comments. What are their names? What do you have? If you want to put a picture, you can even do that. I just would love to hear who loves pets and who has pets. All right, these images are perfect for coloring with Stampin' blends, and so that's what we're gonna do. So I have a lot of neutral colors here, and they get kind of confusing, so I'm gonna have to look and see what I have. I'm gonna start out with light gray granite, and color him all over his face. Whoops, I colored right in his eye. I didn't mean to do that. Leave his eye white. Wasn't paying attention. So we'll just put on some color here. And I'm using the brush tip end simply because it lays the color down a lot faster. Remember, if you're using the brush tip end, you want to kind of do it, you don't want to go down straight because you don't want to hurt that nib. You just want to kind of use it like a paintbrush and paint your strokes of color on. So that is with the light gray granite. Then let's see, I'm going to take the dark smoky gray and I'm going to color this, the other parts here. I'm actually going to add some down here too. So his whole underside is a little bit darker. Maybe put some on his ear here and maybe some on his whiskers. And I'm gonna add a little bit of shading with my dark gray granite. So I'm just gonna add with the bullet tip end, just kind of outline some of these gray granite shapes. And then you can kind of get a better idea here. Then I'm gonna just blend those in with the bullet tip of the light gray granite. So just kind of go around and blend those in. And you can, the thing I love about this, you can make it all kinds of different neutral colors. You could use crumb cake, you could use soft suede, depending on what color of animal you want. And you can mix and match, don't forget. You don't have to just keep with, you know, gray granite. Mix it up, put some different colors together like crumb cake and gray granite, or like I'm doing here with some smoky slate and gray granite. Whoops, I need to add a little bit to his nose. Dark smoky slate. Can't have a white nose, that's silly. All right, so there is my schnauzer, and I actually already did a little die cut. Remember, we have those Pets dies, so it's really easy to cut him out with our die. So I've already have that one ready to go, and that's gonna go on this piece right here. But before we do that, actually I'm gonna go right here because I have a little piece of ink there. I'm gonna cover that up, and we're gonna add a couple more things. Some little hearts. So I just laid him on there for positioning, and then there's some hearts that I want maybe right here, and then also a sentiment. Whoops. Enjoy. Make sure I get that nice and inked up. All right. And then one more thing is I want to add a little water bowl. So this is my little scrap paper. I'm going to color that in with some real red. So I have my light and dark. Again, just like my dog image, I'm going to start with the lighter color and the brush tip. And then I'm going to add a little bit of darker on the inside of the bowl and just here on the edges. Go back to the light bullet tip end and kind of blend those darker edges in. So you get just a hint of shading there. All right, and then this does not have a little die to go with it, but it's easy enough to cut out, right? Easy to hand cut. So here's our little dog bowl. So cute. All right, so we're gonna put that down there. We're gonna pop that up. Let's see if we have a mini. No, I think we can use a regular dimensional for that. Just barely fits. We'll put that at the bottom. Add a couple of dimensionals on our little dog. And, oh, he's so cute. All right, and then we can just pop this up onto our card. And I want to make sure I don't put any dimensionals right through the center. So we don't want to put it over that twine. Otherwise it gets a little too bumpy and bulky there. All right, we'll add him right there. Oh, so cute. All right, there's our very first card. Enjoy. So that'll make a really nice birthday card. You can actually, I didn't finish the inside up, but you could put, I hope your day is a real treat on the inside, and that would make a really cute birthday card. So that's the first card. Next, we are going to start with a thick Whisper White cardstock. Remember, when you're using Whisper White, you always want to have a thick card base. It's a little more sturdy. And then we have a real red piece for the background. Now this one, I've already used those little paw prints from the die set. So that I just stuck that down in the corner and then ran it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And then, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little bit of a subtle embossing texture over the top of it. So it gives it just a little bit of texture. We're going to add that to the background. And then the white is going to show through those cute little paw print windows. All right, so we'll add that. Next, I have a little piece of designer series paper. This is 1.5 by 5, and I have all the paw prints going in the right direction there. I'm going to make a little banner cut. So I went up the center with my scissors, and then corner to center, and then corner to center, and that's going to make a nice little banner. And then we'll stick that right over here on this side. All right, again, I have another Stitched Shapes die cut. This one is an oval shape in the black. And I'm going to go ahead and just put that right over the top of this banner. Right about here. Now this time, I'm going to use the other dog, this background, or we're looking at his back. I thought that was an interesting image. Make sure I have it nice and inked up. And then again, we would color it in the colors that we want. I've actually already done that just to save a little bit of time. So for this one, I actually did crumb cake for the background, and then I did smoky slate for the accent. And I don't know if you can see it, but I kind of did, instead of doing blending. I did some wispy patterns. I hope that's showing up. I did wispy strokes with the smoky slate, and it makes it kind of a textured look. So I really like how that came out. So I'm gonna add that to my card front here with some dimensionals. Again, this one has that die that coordinates. All of the animal images are in the pet dies set, so you can cut those out so easily. And that will go right up here. Now I thought that image was kind of perfect for a sympathy card. And I know a lot of people, unfortunately, the good part of, you have a lot of good parts of having pets. You also have to sometimes say goodbye to them, and that's really sad. And I don't know about you, but I don't have children, and pets are my children. So when you lose a pet, that's super, super hard. And so this, I think, whoops, here we go. Always in your heart, so sorry for your loss. I just think that is perfect. So we're gonna stamp that on here. And this is a little piece that is 2 3/4 by about 5/8. I'll stamp that right over here. Boop. And then also we're gonna banner cut this one as well. So go up the center, corner to center, and then the same on the other side. All right, and we'll pop this one up with our dimensionals. And put that right over the bottom here. I really like how that turned out. I've made a little bow with the stitched red ribbon, and we'll just attach that with a glue dot right underneath. Kind of dress it up a little bit. There we go. I love how that turned out. Really sweet and simple and very heartfelt for anyone who might have lost one of their furry family members. So that's our second card. All right, let's take a look at the next card. Let's do a cat card this time. This time we're gonna start with Flirty Flamingo as our card base. And the card bases are always, usually they're the same. They're the 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. All right, for this one, we're gonna start with a background of smoky slate. This is 3 3/4 by 5. We're gonna layer that onto basic black, which is just a tiny bit bigger, so it's 3 7/8 by 5 7, or yeah, 5 1/8. 3 7/8, 5 1/8. And then this is going to go directly, well, let's put some designer series paper on there. We have the one with all the little cat toys and food and everything. This is a 2 inch by 5 inch piece. And we'll add that. Right down the center, or down the side here. And then before we put that on our background, we're gonna wrap some of this cute ribbon around it. So this is kind of my too cool version of the dog sympathy card that I just did, only in a cat form. All right, and before we put that on, I'm gonna I have another little element here, the stitch shapes dies. I'm telling you what, if you don't have those are, you can see I've used them on 3 cards already. They're just really must-have classic shapes, and the stitching is really cute. So this is in Flirty Flamingo with the stitch shapes, a rectangle die, and then a little mat underneath it, which is, I believe, it's 2 1/4 square. So let's add these together. And that'll be another element that we want to put right here. So before I put that on, I want to add a little stamping to the background. And we're going to hope that it all comes out okay, because, you know, when you have all your layers together and then you stamp, it's always a scary thing. And that is some little hearts here. So I have my real red, and I'm just going to add a couple of hearts right here. All right, now we can add this to our background. That's looking really pretty. All right, and our focal point is going to be a little kitty this time. If you missed it earlier, I asked everybody to let me know if you have pets. Do you have a cat? Do you have a dog? Do you have other pets? I'd love to know. Tell me what you have and what their names are. I'm just curious, since we're talking about pets, and I know there's so many people out there that love pets. All right, for this one, we're gonna use light crumb cake. And I'm just gonna add just a little bit as shading, partially because I just want this to be quick. You can do a little bit better coloring job if you want to. I'm gonna add a little bit of flirty flamingo in the ears just to make that pop a little bit. So that is, I had a white kitty when I was growing up, so that reminds me of that. And actually I've already, this one I did a little bit darker, but you can see I just kind of did wispy little strokes to make it more of a textured furry look, I guess. And then I die cut that with the Pets dies. We're gonna pop that up with some dimensionals onto our square here. And then we're gonna add another sentiment. This time, I'm gonna try something new that I haven't done in a while, and that is I'm gonna use a marker to selectively color in part of the stamp. So we'll see how that goes. Let me add this to our card front. All right, that's gonna go right here. And then, let's see, so here's our stamp that we're gonna use, the same one that we did before. I need to clean this really, really well. So I'm gonna use the Stampin' Chamois. Squish, squish, squish. And then I wanna make sure that it's gonna stamp clean. So get all of your excess off of there. All right, next we're gonna use a black Stampin' Write marker. So not the Stampin' Blends, but the Stampin' Write. Stampin' Blends will not work with this technique. And again, you just wanna use that brush tip end on the side, and I'm just painting the ink right onto the words that I want, and I only want that first line. All right, and I just have a little 3/8 inch strip. We're gonna see if we can get it on there. Remember, once you put this on here, you want to just put a little bit of your breath right on it just to make sure it's nice and juicy. And then we'll stamp that a little bit high, but it made it on there. So you can use parts of your images when you color with Stampin' Write markers. Remember, that's not going to work with Stampin' Blends because Stampin' Blends are alcohol based and those are more like a Sharpie, so they're going to be more permanent, whereas the Stampin' Write are water based, and so those will be able to transfer the ink a little bit better. I'm going to use the little tiny, the mini dimensionals. There's always a purpose that's perfect for these little tiny guys. And this is it. Always in your heart. There we go. So here's our card, always in your heart, little hearts on there. And then when you open it up, you can stamp the other side or the other part of your image. So you'll want to clean that off nice and good again, and then ink up "So sorry for your loss." So now you have a two-part sentiment. Finish it up with some hearts. There's also a little tiny mouse image, and I colored him in with smoky slate. So super cute for your cat lovers, and obviously ones that have possibly lost their furry friend, which is always sad. All right, we have two more projects. So let's get started with the next one. This one is kind of a fancy fold card. And we're gonna start with a real red card base. This is 5.5 by 4 1/4, and that's all it is, just a quarter sheet of cardstock. Then we're going to add some designer series paper. These are 4 inches by 1 1/4. And we're gonna put that down both sides. This is, I'm not sure what the name of this style of card is, but it's gonna be a little easel card, like a center flap easel. Doesn't sound very exciting, but it is pretty cool. It's too cool. All right, so there's our base. Next, we cut a little piece here that, let me make sure I have the measurements right here. So this is 8 by 3 1/4, and then you're going to score at 2 and 4. And then you'll just fold both of those around. So let's crease those nicely with our bone folder. And then fold it again. And then this piece is gonna go right in the center. So we're gonna go, actually before I do that, I wanna add my front piece on. It's kind of a two-part piece. So here's another piece that's 3 1/4 by 4 in black. And then we're gonna add this piece to this little front flap. So it's gonna become a little easel. See how that works? So let's add some adhesive to this part. Whoop, that's very sticky, which is really good. All right, we'll put that flush on there. So now we have our easel. See how that works? And then we'll add this whole piece onto our card. I'm having trouble with this one getting it started sometimes. It just is like too slick of a surface. There we go. All right, make sure I have this going the correct way. And then we'll add that right in the center. All right, now let's start decorating that card base. So first we have a piece of designer series paper. This is 3 by 3 1/4. I'm sorry, 3 by 3 3/4. So that'll go on the front, really pretty stripes. Okay, and then next I'm gonna add some, I have a little bit of twine here. I'm gonna wrap that around the top just to give it a little texture at the top. If I can get that going, go through there. There we go. And I'm gonna make that go over in this direction. Maybe fray the ends a little bit. There we go, perfect. All right, so that background looks pretty good. Let's look at the focal point here. So this time I have a Whisper White circle that I die cut with the layering circles. And then I also die cut a coordinating basic black scallop circle to go with it from that same layering circles. And we're gonna stamp a sentiment at the bottom in real red. So this is, I hope your day is a real treat sentiment. that right at the bottom. And then make sure that's nice and dry. I'm gonna get a different one. I don't know why. Maybe it's just that one. I think it is. For some reason, it's not advancing as well. If you ever have trouble with any of your products, make sure to give me a call. Or if I'm not your demonstrator, you can contact your demonstrator or demonstrator support, and they'll always help you out and replace things that aren't working correctly. Okay, so for this one, I actually cut out some little doggies from our designer series paper. So I'm gonna put this one in the back. I think it's just that it's, put this one over here. And then we're gonna pop this guy up. My neighbor has 5 wiener dogs. 5. Any of you guys out there have wiener dogs? They're cute. Okay, so there's a couple of cute guys there. You could pop this one up if you wanted to. I'm just gonna add a little bit more adhesive and stick that right on our card front. And we'll finish it up. We need a little bling, I think. So I'm gonna add, I usually have my little paper piercer, but I'm not seeing it. So we'll just use our paper, our paper snips and add a few of these. Dun, 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 dun. So cute. Okay, we're not done because we want to make this an easel card. So yes, that's cute, and you could just have it put a little message on the inside, but let's make that into an easel card real quick. So here is our inside piece, and we're going to stamp that just with the, if I can find it, here we go. We'll put a little enjoy right there, and then I've already done a little dog bowl, colored that up like we did with the other one. Before I do that, I need to put it on the inside. Hold on. Getting ahead of myself. So you put this on the inside, and then you need something to hold that easel up, and that's what this little dog bowl is. So I'm going to put that right here. So you're going to send it in the mail like this, and then it can open up like that. A little easel with your message on the inside, but they could actually just lay that right on their desk. Isn't that cute? I love it. A fun little card. So that is a fun birthday card. All right, and then we have one more card to go, and this is my favorite. I like saving the best for last sometimes. All right, so this one is also a fun fold, and we're going to start again with a quarter sheet. This time it's basic gray, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, just a quarter sheet, no folds. And then our background piece is 4 by 5 1/4. I've already textured that with the textured Tasteful texture folder. So add that to our card base. It makes a nice background. And the extra textured layer makes it a little more sturdy as a background as well. All right, I have another piece here. This one is cut to 9 3/4. Yeah, 9 3/4. And then we have scored it at 3 1/4 and 6 1/2. 9 3/4, 3 1/4 score, 6 1/2 score. And then we're going to make that into a Z fold. So just back and forth, and we want to use our bone folder and get nice creases on all of those so that it lays nice and flat. And if you're trying to make something lay flat, I always use the very tip of my bone folder. It gets right in there, and then I also do it on the other side. All right, so here is our Z fold, and then we want to make sure that that's going to open correctly. So we'll add You might even want to use, I'm using Seal on this, but if you have Seal Plus, this might be a place where you should use it for just a little extra security. Did I do it correctly? Here we go. I got it upside down. All right. So we'll put that here on our card base. And now we have a little Z-fold opening that we're going to decorate. All right, so first we're going to decorate the front with a little piece here. This is 3, let me make sure, I think it's 3 by 4. Yes, 3 by 4. I totally forgot to show you my Too Cool version of the previous card. I'm going to interrupt myself just for a moment because I like totally forgot. I did a cat version. So I used the words for the cats and the little cat themed background paper, cut out the different cats on that one. This time I made the cats, I made the focal point at the top, and then I put the twine at the bottom. So I changed it up just a little bit there. And then on the inside, I just had the mouse be my little easel holder. I'm sorry, I totally forgot to show you that. So that's a cute cat version. All right, back to this card. So we have this on the front. We're gonna add just a little strip of 3/4 by 3. Oops. Across the bottom here. About right there. And let's decorate some of these other panels as well. So we have another 3 by 4 piece with the paw prints. So that goes very nicely with our first designer series paper. And if you didn't hear me earlier, don't forget the designer series paper. There's select papers on sale for 15% off. And this Playful Pets is one of them. So for this one, this is actually going to be a gift card holder section right here. So we don't want to use this thicker seal. It's a little too wide for adhesive. So what I would like to do is just use my tear and tape. That's a smaller width of adhesive. So I'll put that all the way around. 3 edges. We're going to leave one side open. That's going to be the pocket for our gift card holder. So again, this is perfect if someone has just gotten a pet and you want to celebrate, give them a gift card to one of your favorite pet stores. And you can see you can just fit a little gift card right in there. All right, let's finish decorating the front and then we'll do the inside. All right, for this one, again, another stitched shapes circle for that one. And we're gonna use our schnauzer. Here he is. And I'm gonna move this around so that I don't even really need that. We don't need that. All right, we're gonna just have the little guys coming in from the side here. And again, we will color him real quickly. I'm using some crumb cake this time just to mix it up. I colored over his eyeball again. Why do I keep doing that? Leave his eye white. All right. This time I'm adding some light gray granite. So kind of a different color. I haven't tried this color before. All right, I could do a better job, but we're gonna just leave it right there, just for time's sake. All right, we're gonna finish with, again, a little heart I love these little hearts right up here. And another enjoy, because it's going to have a gift card in it, so enjoy. Enjoy a little treat for your dog. Oh, and I need to do red for his collar, of course. All right, well, we're going to add that to a little real red scalloped die cut. That's from the Layering Circles dies. And that will go right on the front here. We're going to use some dimensionals to pop that up. And then we'll decorate the inside. I might just show you what that looks like. We're running out of time for today. So that'll go on the front here. All right, let me show you the finished look. This one I did much better. I kept his eyeballs white, which is always good. I actually put a little flirty flamingo in there for his ears just to kind of make those pop. This one is in Smoky Slate color only, I believe. See how I used that little, the really pretty stitch trim? I just tied it in a little knot and then used a glue dot and put that on there. I thought that looked really cute. So that's our front of the card, and then you open it up, and then I hope your day is a real treat. Again, add a little dog bowl at the bottom, and there you have a really nice gift card holder for someone who just got a brand new family member. Super, super cute. And let me not forget to show you my Too Cool version of that card. I did a cat version. And this one, I didn't use much of the cinnamon cider, but this suite definitely has cinnamon cider in it, and for sure with the cat paper in the background. So I did kind of a calico cat. There's also these little butterflies I hadn't used yet either, so I put those on there. That's kind of fun with a cat. I put a bow at the bottom, and the background is in basic gray with a little basic gray across here, both textured in that Tasteful Textures designers, or Tasteful Textures embossing folder, and the scallop is in Flirty Flamingo. So that's all the different pieces. Use some different paper in the middle, another little gift card holder pocket, and I decorated it very similarly with a little mouse, of course, to help bring in that gray color, and just because it's a nice little themed image there. So that's cute too for a cat. All right, those are our projects today, everybody. I hope that you really enjoyed it. If you didn't hear me earlier, please put your pets in the comments. If you have a pet, let me know what kind of pet you have and what their names are. I think that'd be fun to see what you guys have out there. Mine are Jax and Millie, and they're Poutons. Everyone's like, what's a Pouton? It's a poodle and a Coton de Tulier. Have you ever heard of that? So it's some kind of dog from Madagascar, but it's a mix of those two. So these are the cards that we're going to have in our card kit this time. And we're going to be doing 5 like we normally do. So you'll have all the parts and pieces to create these projects. You'll just need to add your stamps and your inks and your adhesives, but you'll have all of the pre-cut pieces ready to go. You get all of that for free in a card kit, and all you need to do is place an order with me at toocoolstamping.com. You can click on the Shop Now link to hit my online store. Place an order for $35 or more, and don't forget to use that host code PVSJ2MF7, and that will help you earn our card kit. This offer will be available until October 14th, so make sure you get your order in soon. And another little disclaimer, if you will be placing an order of over $150 or more, do not use the host code. If you place an order for $150 or more, you actually start to earn Stampin' Rewards dollars. And when you use a host code, you don't you don't earn those. So I want you to earn those. So I want to make sure that you get, you start with 10% of your order. So for $150, you would get $15 in free merchandise to select on that order in addition to your order. So don't miss out on that. Don't use a host code if it's over 150, and I will automatically send you this card kit if it's over 150. If you don't have it over 150, you definitely want to use the host code. Don't forget, we have Designer Series paper on sale this month, 15% off, and Playful Pets is one of those papers included, so don't forget to add that to your order. And I think that's all for today. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this. I know there's a lot of people out there that love pets as much as I do, and I know you're going to really enjoy this class. All right, everybody, thank you so much for spending some time with me this week, and I will see you next week on Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Until then, this is Angie with Too Cool Stamping. Talk to you soon.